Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Shuffle Podcast, episode 242. I'm Joe.
And I'm not Kira.
This is Lauren. You guys remember Lauren? As I mentioned last week, Kira's last episode, and she is not being replaced, but we're replacing her with Lauren. Kira is happily back home. Lauren, we are so happy to have you. And by we, I mean I. You are, I think I told you, you are literally saving the podcast right now.
I'm so honored.
Yeah. I'm honored. It's without you saying yes when I begged and pleaded that you join the podcast, the podcast would have ended when Kira said bye.
There's no way. That's so tragic.
Yeah, no, it really was, which is why I was like desperate to get anybody on.
Right.
And I don't think I told you this. I'm pretty sure I told Kira. I wasn't even going to ask you because I know that your schedule with school and everything is just so insane that I was like, there's no way Lauren has the time. And I was talking to my mom about it. I was talking to Riley about it. I was talking to fucking everybody under the sun about it. And they were like, why don't you just ask Lauren? I was like, I mean, I will, but I know her answer is no. So I have to look at other options.
I respect that.
And your answer immediately was yes. And I was like, what the fuck if I just asked you first?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I said, I'll have to look at my schedule. But yeah.
Yeah.
Which is exactly your concern.
Yeah. I was like, oh my God, this is the greatest day. I think my response to your response was, I love you so much.
Yeah. It was just ecstatic.
Because I thought the podcast was over. It's something I've been working on for 6 years. And I was like, 6
years old?
6 years old. We started it in January of 2018.
Okay.
It was the same year I moved down here.
Okay.
So we recorded like one episode back home in Buffalo, and then I moved to Florida. And we've been recording ever since. We took like a 1 year long break. So realistically, it's only 5 years old. But yeah, there was like a year that we didn't upload. It was like August to August, and then we just got back into it. Yeah. But then COVID really shot this thing through the roof. That was when we could actually have the time to record all the time. Yeah. Because I did nothing with my life.
Right. I was about to ask, like, how many renditions of like hosts have you had?
Yeah. So the podcast started with myself and my friends Ben and Nick.
Friends from where?
Back home.
Okay.
Been friends since high school.
Okay.
So that's how it started. And then I think like the first couple of episodes, we also had my friend Tyler on. I'm not 100% sure that he was on the first couple or just the first one. I don't remember exactly what it was. And that's how it was for the first probably 10 or 15 episodes. And that got us basically all the way to, because of how sporadic the uploading was, that got us basically all the way to COVID.
Okay.
So from 2018 to 2020, we only recorded maybe 10 to 15 episodes. And then COVID happened, and that's when Dave, my brother, became a more permanent host. He was on all the time, and so it was me, him, and Ben and Nick. And that was for a good chunk of 2020. I think that was like from March until the end of the year.
Okay.
Was probably the four of us with Tyler making guest appearances. And then Ben and Nick left around the same time. Tyler came in to replace them. So it was the three of us. Then Tyler left because of reasons that I'm not legally allowed to talk about.
Heard.
Tyler had to leave. So then we replaced him with my friend Sarah, who used to work with me in Fantasyland.
Okay.
And so it was me, Dave, and Sarah. Sarah recorded probably 10 episodes. But then she got a job that just took over her entire life. Her dream job. She loves it.
Yeah.
Or at least she claims to love it, but I think she's really overwhelmed sometimes. Sarah, if you need help, let us know. I
don't know, but I got you.
Yeah. And then it was just me and Dave for the longest time because I figured that's all it really needed to be.
Right.
And then Dave was like, I fucking hate doing this.
He basically... Does he still listen?
What?
Does he still listen?
No, God, no. Dave never listened to the. Dave was just here to talk to me once a week, just so like we still had sibling contact.
Okay,
and that was really all he was here for.
I got you.
He never really wanted to do Dave doesn't like talking. So, and I can't say I blame him. So whereas you, on the other hand.
Yeah, I love to talk. I'm here to chat.
And so when Dave stopped doing it, I was like, okay, well, let me ask around. So I asked a few more friends back home who had just never been on the podcast. And I was like, well, I can just replace Dave with another guy. So I asked a couple more guys. They couldn't do it. So then I was asking around down here. Nobody down here wanted to do it or had the time to do it.
Mhm.
And then I found Kira.
Interesting.
Kira was able to record. I think we had her for 19 or 20 episodes is what we had her for.
Wow.
And that brings us to you. So it's been through several renditions.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. I thought there was only one. I thought it was only your brother before Kira.
No,
I didn't
before,
realize you had. Oh,
yeah, even Dave wasn't originally on it for the longest time.
yeah.
So
Dang,
yeah,
okay.
it's crazy how much it's
Well, shoot.
changed.
Maybe I'll be here for like 2 episodes. We'll see.
No, you'll be here for the long run.
No,
I can tell.
I'm here for a minute for
Yeah.
sure. For sure. We're gonna.
Yeah. At least
some
until we find somebody to replace you.
Mhm.
Or somebody to replace me. Maybe
Mhm.
I'll be the next one to leave and you'll take over. That won't happen.
There, you'd see such big changes if that happened.
Yeah. You guys should have seen it before we started recording. So you got here at what, 12:15, 12:30?
Yeah, I got here around 12:15.
Yeah. And it is now 1:35 in the afternoon. We've been sitting here Lauren has just been demolishing a podcast from the top down.
First day on.
And she's like, we should change this and this and this. And honestly, like I told you, I'm loving it because
Drastic.
no, you're not. You're just like, let's make it better. And I'm like, please.
We're gonna do everything but different.
Yeah.
It's
And
gonna be
I'm here for it. It's gonna be great. But with that, once again, welcome to the
Yeah.
podcast. Next week, everyone, she will be doing the intro to make her an official host, like we've always done. Kira had to do it. Dave had to do it. You can't do. Dave has by far, hands down, the worst intro to the podcast ever.
I'll have to
He
watch
again just cannot talk. I'll pull it up for you
Yeah.
after. But he's so bad at talking
it.
that he just yeah. But he got through it. But we are going to start with a question.
Okay.
One that I think we were already going to start talking about, but we saved it for the podcast.
Mhm.
Are there more? And this is a question for all of you too. Are there more legs or
Oh,
eyes in the world?
Okay, so we briefly started talking about before, and we
Yes.
were on the like the debate.
We were trying to
on
figure out
tentacles,
what were
like
legs.
what determines legs.
Yeah, because I said there's so many fish that
Yeah.
don't have legs but have eyes.
I'm gonna X-nay on the tentacles. I'm gonna say like
You think tentacles aren't legs, they're tentacles.
yeah, they're tentacles.
I think that's fair. I was going to give you tentacles. I wasn't going to give you like jellyfish tentacles. I was going to give you like octopus, squid.
I'm thinking like if they actively like what's the definition of a leg? Because like no, but thinking of like tarantulas with like their
Those are
front,
legs.
but like the front like 2 legs that are kind of like almost like our arms, you know, or like dogs they have like 4 legs, right?
Yeah.
But like we have like it's just I don't know. What's your
We
definition?
don't things that are walked on are legs.
Okay.
So like we don't walk on our hands.
Right, we're 5 heads.
Yeah.
Okay, what about birds?
Birds have legs.
I know, but that. Oh wait, that doesn't have any legs.
People arguably call them feet more so than legs, but they walk on them, so they're legs.
I forgot we were talking about eyes too. I was thinking of like like legs versus arms.
Yeah, no.
I got really.
Are there more legs or arms in the world?
I got down.
There's far more legs than arms. Just to settle that debate really quick.
No.
Yes. Because think about it, right? Like
Wait, maybe
humans are tied. Most humans are tied
but
to arms and legs.
I have arms.
No, they
Those
have
aren't-
tentacles. We can't qualify tentacles as arms if they're tentacles.
Don't they have 8 arms? Isn't that what everyone says?
No, they have 8 tentacles. But even still, there's way more legged animals than there are armed animals.
Right. Okay.
Like birds have legs, they don't have arms, they have
Yeah,
legs.
you got like spiders that have
Legs, no arms.
and like.
Are we back on arms or back on eyes?
Eyes now.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with eyes.
Yeah, but what about like centipedes and millipedes? They got a fuck ton of legs and only like 2 eyes.
I forgot about those shit. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Or like, aren't there some moles that don't even have eyes at all?
Oh shit. Yeah, moles are are
Wait.
blind, but I think they have
How
eyes.
small? Like
How small one?
bacteria? They just have
Oh.
little antennae and stuff, but they don't have eyes.
They're just like swimming, really.
But I'm trying to go to like what's the like most like basic form of
Leg?
being
Oh,
of existence.
yeah.
Where they
Single-celled
don't,
organisms.
yeah, where they don't have eyes, but like the step up where they have legs.
Yeah.
Because I feel like eyes are one of those things that are like not developed yet.
Yeah.
Like deep sea don't need eyes because it's dark.
Because they're not seeing shit.
They're not
yeah.
seeing it.
'Cause it's dark.
It's dark. So that's why I'm like, okay, it has to be. That's where I'm like, maybe there's more
See, but the thing is, I think they still have eyes. They just don't use them. I don't know.
I don't know, but
Because like bats,
now that
right?
you bring up,
Bats can't see, but they have
bats
eyes.
they have 4 eyes, right? But they can see.
Oh yeah.
They use echo.
Echolocation.
No, okay, back to the bugs. There's a lot of bugs.
A lot of bugs that have
We
legs.
are way outnumbered.
Minimal. Yeah, ants, right?
Ants
Ants
are
are the
low.
most populous being
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
universe.
that's what I'm thinking. Like not even like centipedes, millipedes aside.
And ants have
Ants.
how many legs do ants have? 6?
Mhm.
6 legs. And there's, I mean, trillions of ants. So
I'm going to legs.
let's just assume there's a trillion ants, right? So that's 6 trillion legs alone, and only 2 eyes per ant. So that's only 2 trillion eyes.
Yeah, and I don't think the like the sea creatures.
Yeah, but there's a
outnumber
lot of
that.
fish. And then how many spiders? Spiders have like, how many eyes do spiders have? People say they have 8. I think that's false. I think it's 4.
I don't know. I think it depends on the spider. I don't
Oh,
know.
if it depends on the spider, then I'm not going to look it up.
Yeah, I think it's too much. I think they have 8.
They have 8 eyes.
I think
If they have 8 eyes, that changes things then. Now
yeah,
there's
because they cancel out.
on the eggs and
Eggs.
legs and
So
eyes.
I'm trying to think of everything. Like we cancel out the traditionally we cancel out the but dogs don't, dogs have 2 to
have-
4.
yeah.
So I'm trying to think of all those animals that have like a bigger
But
difference.
then you got to look at the fish, right? Everything in the ocean has eyes. Very few things
Are there
have
more
legs.
sea creatures than land creatures? Because if I think bugs
There's
outnumber
more.
everything.
There's more things in the ocean than we even know about. Like
Right.
the ocean is less
That
discovered
don't
than
have
space.
eyes, legs.
God. And so, well, then they cancel out.
Right, so they don't count.
But I'm thinking, like, right, like how many
Okay,
fish?
you got crabs and crustaceans; those all live in the ocean
Shit,
too.
they have
That
legs.
are all legs. I'm trying to
And
think
only
of-
2 eyes.
You got
It's got to be legs then.
axolotls.
They have legs.
They have 4. I think they only have 4 legs.
Yeah, 2
But that's
eyes.
4 legs. 2 eyes.
Right, but then I mean, there's billions and billions and billions of fish that have no legs and all have eyes.
Right.
I mean, just look at like how many fish we eat.
Daily.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say annually, but if you want to break it down daily, sure. How many fish do you eat a
personally
day?
I really don't have any fish a day.
You don't like fish?
No, I hate fish.
Really?
I don't like
Seafood in general or just fish?
yeah, I was gonna say I don't traditionally like seafood in general. I do like crab for a few bites.
Okay.
Like
What about lobster?
I don't like lobster.
Interesting.
And I'll eat calamari.
Ugh, no.
What's wrong with calamari?
It's the texture. It's like squishy.
So it does depend on it. Thank you for the visual of it. I didn't know what
If you give me
calamari
like
felt
if you give me like a real crispy calamari, I guess that's fine.
yeah, when it's still kind of chewy.
Ugh, I just got
No.
goosebumps.
I don't like that. I'm a big texture person too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like fish. I don't eat any seafood.
Wow,
It sucks.
I love seafood.
Well, like what's your what?
Fish, crab, lobster,
Shrimp. Like
clams, oysters.
damn, you eat anything?
I'll slurp down a.
Oh, no.
Which is because, like, again, texture is also
That's
a little bit
a
weird.
texture
It
thing.
is, but like, you don't chew an oyster. You just, it's
like
just
a yellow shot.
yeah, it's just gone.
Okay.
Which I hate jello shots, but that's not important.
That's very important.
I talked about that on an episode long before you got here. It's because it reminds me of UV blue vodka, and I drank a whole bottle of that in college and
Kurt,
nearly
You're
died.
making it wrong. You gotta make them better.
Well, I just don't make them anymore because the jello alone just reminds me of the night I threw up and died.
That's valid.
So I
That's
just don't do
valid.
it. But yeah, you do it like a
Okay.
jello shot. You just slurp it down. A clam and an oyster are simply serving platforms for butter. That's really what it is. You just put some butter on there, maybe a little bit of lemon juice. I like hot
That is
sauce,
so gross.
and you slurp it down.
That is so gross.
Yeah.
No. No, there's more legs.
I think you might be right, but there are
I'm thinking of bugs alone.
how many
I think
fish are there?
because there's an exact number.
3 trillion fish. Global fish stocks are estimated to be around 3 trillion individual fish.
That
Okay.
seems low.
That seems a lot low. How many bugs are
A
there?
lot low.
How many bugs?
Look at this.
Holy shit, 10 quintillion
I'm so
bugs!
right. I'm so right.
Holy fuck! How many even is that? Quintillion.
I don't even. That's 5.
That's 5. Yeah, trillion is 3,
1, 2,
quadrillion is
3,
4,
4,
quintillion.
5, 6.
So that's million, trillion, no, million, billion, trillion, quadrillion, quintillion. Holy fuck. 10 quintillion.
Yeah, it's bugs.
And they all have
legs.
6 or more legs.
Yeah, they all have more legs than eyes for the most part.
Legs by hand, by a
Yeah,
landslide then.
it has to be legs.
Okay.
Because you think of like a centipede.
Which,
How did they determine that?
how,
How did they say?
what
yeah, there's
entomologists
things
are going out there and counting all the bugs, right? Like, who's doing that?
like, yeah, how do you know the average in a anthill? You know,
That's crazy. Yeah.
that is
A
insane.
10 followed by 18 zeros.
Maybe
just in case you're wondering.
it's definitely
10 by 8 with 18 zeros after it. And then times 6.
yeah
At
for
least-
each leg.
Yeah, each bug has at least 6 legs.
Right.
Well, spiders aren't bugs. So all bugs have 6 legs.
Yeah.
Insects have
Yeah.
6 legs. So that's 60 quintillion legs in the world.
Just
bugs.
with bugs, insects alone,
Just for the insects alone.
not including all of us,
That's insane.
all of the animals, all of the spiders, which add even more, unless their eyes cancel out.
Yeah, they might cancel
I
out.
think they cancel out. Look that up real quick. That's gonna bug me.
Do all spiders have 8 eyes?
Just how many eyes is?
How many eyes do spiders have? 8 eyes. About 99% of spiders have 8 eyes. Some have 6, 4, or 2. A few species have vestigial eyes or none at all. Oh god, there's spiders with no eyes, which just adds to legs.
Is that like a daddy long nose? They have eyes.
I don't know.
They're like those little dots. They definitely only have 2 eyes. They definitely don't.
They
have
might.
Eyes.
Spiders have 2 types of
All right,
eyes.
so
the
those
large pair of
kind
primary
of
eyes.
cancel things out then.
Huh.
I still think it's legs.
Oh, it's gotta be. I mean, again, bugs alone, they take it.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane. 10 quintillion bugs in the insects in the world. Hmm.
Are you a bug person? Do you like bugs? Like if you
I mean,
if
who
there's one
likes bug? Well, I guess entomologists like bugs.
Yeah, that's like their life. But like if there's bug in here, would you like catch it and release?
No, I'm fucking
You're like-
squashing that thing. Oh god.
Depends on what it is.
If there's a bug, so like I'm gonna be a nerd for a second. I garden a lot.
I guard.
Yeah, I'm a big garden guy.
Okay.
And so bugs, pests are like the most awful thing a gardener can imagine because they
Mhm.
just kill everything.
They eat everything, chew everything.
For example, my pumpkins right now are being mutilated by a fucking caterpillar. It's called
Not a squirrel?
it's called a melon worm.
Mm.
It turns into a moth, so it's not
Mhm.
even really like a real caterpillar.
Mhm.
It's a little green fucking slimy ass caterpillar
Mhm,
that crawls all over the leaves and eats them. And I go out there and I find them and I pick them off and I fucking
Kill them outside?
well yeah, the pumpkins are outside.
I know, but like that's their own home.
Fuck 'em, they're eating my pumpkins.
I normally try. I try.
I don't
it's
kill
alive.
all of them. I'll
I
usually
take it
pick them off and
outside.
I throw them as hard as I can.
Let 'em fall.
Just
like they're out of here.
yeah, they're gone. They're getting flight early
Brutal.
before they turn into a moth.
Brutal.
No, I don't hate bugs like I'm afraid of them. Because I'm not.
It's just because of your garden.
Unless they're moving quick. Like when it's like a fast moving bug, like a cockroach.
Yeah,
That freaks me out.
freaks you
Things
out.
that move fast.
I don't like
scare me.
wasps, and I don't like
Yeah, if it can sting me,
big
I'm not a fan.
spiders.
If it can sting me, I'm not a fan.
I don't like the buzzing noise, so I don't like gnats that buzz.
Oh,
either.
when they're like,
yeah, yeah, they literally sound like they're just shooting back. Like,
yeah, that is
I-
bad.
hate that, especially when you can feel it too, and you're just like, ugh.
Yeah, when they touch it, or like right after like a rain, when like all the bugs are out,
And you
that's
just
the
go through a
worst.
cloud, and you're just like,
the worst.
yeah, I hate that.
You know the nice thing about gnats though, they always swarm the highest part of your body. So if you
Yeah.
just stick your hand up in the air,
We used to do that in lacrosse. We would hold up our sticks on the field because we'd be on the mud field
Yeah,
after
yeah.
like a rain. It'd be terrible. We'd all just be standing there with our stick in
Yep.
the air, waiting for like the whistle to blow because just all the fucking bugs
hmm
and those gnats, they suck.
mosquitoes can fucking go die in a hole.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm not afraid of any bug except for ones that like
Actively will hurt you.
can either hurt me or move really fast. When they're when they scurry really quick, the second like there's movement everywhere, anywhere else. Ugh.
Bugs scurrying.
Yeah,
Scurry? I don't think scurry is the word. we
maybe
use.
not. What is the word then?
Like crawl, move,
Scurry.
scurry. I just defined scurry, I suppose.
Yeah, no, it's again cockroaches because like you open. I'm trying to think of like something you would open where there's a cockroach.
Like under your trash can, you lift your trash
Yeah.
can up and it's
And that
like
thing just
behind it.
darts.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck that. No, give me the raid. I'm spraying the fuck out of that thing.
Dang. Are you like brutal with the raid? Just like
One
like,
can,
use a whole
one
can
bug,
for
it
one
gets
bug.
a whole can. Yeah,
just make like a soup for it.
yeah.
Yeah.
There was a wasp's nest. My house gets like a lot of them.
That I'll drench.
Yeah, just
Mm-hmm.
watch those puppies burn.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck them.
Mm-hmm.
You've been to work lately?
Sure.
There's like those cicada killers hanging out like on the boardwalk.
Are you talking about it's like a type of wasp?
Type of wasp.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
a big fucking wasp.
Yeah. Yes. The ones that are like dark.
Yeah. But they don't bother people.
No, they
supposedly.
bother me. They bother me. I have never jumped in the jog so fast. I probably could have died.
Yeah, they're called cicada killers. They're like a wasp that's like this fucking big. They only kill cicadas, which is awesome because fuck cicadas too. They're fucking obnoxious. I hate cicadas. They're too loud. I hate them.
But like,
And they crawl out of the ground after 17 years. Fuck them. Ugh, kill them all.
Yeah, what a lifestyle.
Torch the earth.
Could you? Without even doing anything.
Well, they bother me.
Like one weekend of the year.
I guess, yeah.
And if you live in that area too.
That's true. Yeah, it's a good point.
Like it's not even that bad down here. It's worse up in like
Yeah.
Virginia or
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah.
whole like East Coast northern stretch.
Cicadas are fucking brutal up there. But anyway, so cicada killer is a big wasp. They kill cicadas. They supposedly don't bother humans, but if they sting you,
You die.
you're not gonna die. But like it's gonna fucking hurt.
Yeah.
Because they have enough venom to kill a cicada.
See, okay, that's the thing. They're called cicada killers, but they're not going to kill you or go after you. No bugs are intentionally like made to kill humans.
No, there's no bug
They're
that's
just
ever
scared
seeking
of
to
us.
hurt you.
Yeah, they're just scared of us
Right.
and they attack us.
And
So
I'm
when
big.
you say, "Oh, he's not going to go after us," it's just they're meant for cicadas. Yeah, he's still going to go after me.
If you bother it, it'll go after you.
Uh,
And simply walking by could be enough to
Piss
bother it.
off.
Yeah.
That'd piss me off.
There was one flying around me the other day at work, and I was
Yeah,
like,
why
it's
are
taking
you
everything in me to
serious?
not to just fucking swat this thing, but then I know that I'm gonna get fucked.
Yeah, you're going to die. I
Yeah.
don't like those.
I'd rather get like struck by lightning than stung by a wasp.
Have you been stung by a wasp before?
Yeah.
You would choose that.
I would
would choose
choose lightning.
All right. Well,
I would
this
choose-
is where we differ.
I would choose almost instantaneous death guaranteed.
like the scar from that. It's
From
kinda
the
cool.
lightning? Yeah.
Much cooler
Obviously
than a
not from the
wasp.
wasp. There's no
I was
scars.
stung as a kid twice. I haven't been stung as an adult.
My
so I don't
first
have, like,
time
a
getting
good memory of
stung,
it.
I think I was 2 years old. I don't remember it. My parents told me the story. I got stung right here.
Yeah,
I was like on my dad's tractor with him.
everyone does.
And I got stung.
Damn, that hurt.
The first time I remember getting stung, I was, I don't know, probably 13, 14, 15 years old.
Mhm.
And I was walking outside barefoot, and I stepped on a wasp.
I remember both times because it was such a significant
Moment in your
moment,
life. Yeah, oh my God, yeah.
It's like
The core
traumatizing.
memory.
It is a core. That is a core memory. First time I was eating breakfast, and I was sitting exactly like this, and I was
Not
eating,
during breakfast.
yeah, I was eating pancakes,
Well, the
Shit.
syrup.
and it wasn't on the pancake. I was eating it with my fork, and it stung this hand that was just sitting on my lap. And I looked up, and it just was stuck there,
What
like
kind
with
of,
a stinger.
was it a wasp or was
Yeah,
it?
it was a wasp, and I was like,
Did you
I
cry?
just started crying. It was like tragic. I was like little because I was just trying to have a good breakfast, and it was so out of the blue. I wasn't even moving. You
Yeah.
know, like you are not awake. You know.
Yeah.
And then the other time, I was just playing outside, and I picked up like a stick or like mulch or whatever, like a little.
Picked up a
chunk-
stick.
That's when
Yeah.
that's when you're playing outside.
Yeah.
As a kid, no, it was like a chunk of mulch, and like I picked it up, and there was a wasp on the other side, and it was like bzzz, it stung my hand. So both times, on
Hands,
either
twice,
hand.
wow.
Yeah, both times were on my
Yeah,
hand.
mine neck and then foot, and then the second one was I was like probably like 18 years old, and I got stung on the foot again.
Damn,
I think that's when
that's 3 times.
I was walking around. Yeah, I was stung. I've been stung 3 times that I can recall. I think
Mm.
two that I definitely remember. One when I was 2.
Mhm.
Both on the feet. I think because I stepped on them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had both on my hands. Sucked. I do have a question though.
Yeah.
Changing subject. We've been talking about bugs, and I'm tired of talking
Yeah,
about
yeah,
bugs.
yeah, yeah.
I was at the library yesterday. That's a
You
library.
go to the library?
The bookstore, actually,
Okay.
not the
Very,
library.
very big difference.
Barnes and Noble.
Love Barnes and Noble, by the way.
Right? So I was
Yeah.
waiting out the storm.
Yeah,
I was
bad
driving from
storm.
I was driving from Sanford
Yeah.
Airport.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I had an hour drive. Terrible storm.
Mhm.
We was driving like 30 with my hazards on. I was like, okay.
So you're like, I'm gonna go to Barnes and Noble.
I'm gonna pull off and go to Barnes and Noble and wait it out. Yeah, And it's like the 2-story ones with escalators.
Yeah, I've been to that one.
Someone dropped their whole stack of books down the down escalator, and they all got like shredded up down the escalator.
Oh my God, no.
But they were with a group of friends. Would you be more embarrassed to be them or to be with them? Because I watched it and I was embarrassed. Like I went
I
and
would
checked
be
out.
embarrassed to
I
be
checked
with
out.
them.
I was like, I can't be in here.
Yeah,
But I was like, I think I'd be more embarrassed if like
It happened
my
to you.
friend did it.
Oh, if
No,
you
if
were
I
with
was
your
like
friend.
watching it,
Yeah.
then I'd be like, I don't want to be seen.
Yeah, I don't want to be associated with
That
No,
just
if
don't
it was like,
happen.
let's say you and I went to Barnes and Noble and you dropped your books. I am leaving you in the dust.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it shredded.
You don't even exist
It
to me anymore.
shredded the books.
Yeah.
It was from the top, and it just all the
How?
lines.
What happened?
I don't know. I literally just heard it, and I looked over because I was like,
And you
like,
just see all
she was,
these
like,
books.
and I
get
just saw this like avalanche of books. It must have been like maybe 4 or 5 books like in her stack, and it all avalanched down. And one of them was like one of the big like encyclopedia like hardback style books too. Like one
That
of those
had
like
to be like a
nerdy ones.
dare or something. Were they young?
I had because the 2 behind them were just like looking and like laughing,
Oh
and then they were just like sitting there, and like everyone was like it made the whole place silent.
my
Like
God,
it's
yeah.
already quiet.
Yeah,
as
Barnes and Noble is
is.
not a loud place.
It was so quiet in there, so it was just like this crazy commotion. And then it got to the end where the escalator feeds in,
Yeah.
and just started shredding the books. And I was just watching this go. I was like,
Yeah.
like if that was me, I'd cry. I would cry. It's awful. I'm getting hot and red thinking about how embarrassing or horrible.
You are. Oh my
it was.
God.
I can't.
Yeah,
Like
no.
destroy. And it's. I think part of it is not just like the loud noise in
You
the room.
destroyed property.
Destroying the property that I didn't even get to buy yet.
Yeah.
I could not do that.
Mhm.
Have you ever done that before? Broken something into a store?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Did I talk about that last time?
I don't think so.
Oh.
It's definitely, I've done it at like a grocery store with like my mom when I was a child, and she's
Like
just
dropping
like,
like a glass or something.
yeah, she just, or like a fruit, and it just, or a bottle of juice.
Mhm.
That's the worst. If you drop like a can of pop, bottle of juice, something, Sunny D
You've done
everywhere.
it before?
I can,
Oh.
I don't know if it was me or my brother. But I distinctly remember, honestly, it could have been from a TV show, but I so distinctly remember
Yeah,
like
definitely seen it.
being at the store.
From a TV show, but now it's your memory.
Yeah,
It
it's
just
just
was
like,
so
it's so
impactful.
traumatic. Yeah.
It's so traumatic you took that.
That I remember. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Some sort of juice or something spilling and my mom getting mad, or the mom in the TV show, if it was from a TV show getting mad.
Completely adopted.
There is a very real chance that I did it. Like I was very clumsy as a child, to the point where, like, I mean, it was almost guaranteed that if I had a drink in my hand, I was spilling it.
I broke about like 20 wine glasses at a Pottery Barn when I was younger.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so talking about like that's I think that's why seeing that girl drop those books and destroy them like triggered me so much, because I was like, no, but it was like we were at like an outlet mall with my mom. I'm younger, and it was snowing outside, so I had this big puffy jacket on because I'm little. My mom's like bubble wrapping me for the cold. And we went to a Pottery Barn, and they had a pyramid.
Oh, well, they're just asking.
Right?
Yeah. That's not your fault.
I'm not mad about it at all, but it was a pyramid of wine glasses, a perfect square all the way up. And I didn't realize that my circumference was now like 10 inches wider because of my puffy jacket and 3 sweatshirts underneath me. And I just walked right up against it and knocked the whole lower layer down, and they all came shattering down. And it like took out like a whole like half, like cup stacking half
Oh my God.
of the pyramid. And the lady the worker came up and she goes, "We knew this was gonna happen. We did not like this display, so it's okay." And my mom was like, "We'll pay for it." Oh my God.
Your mom offered to pay for it?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
She was like, she felt awful, and I'm just sitting there just like sobbing.
Yeah.
It's like I can't. Like I had no
Yeah, you don't know.
like what was going on. There was a loud explosion. I was like, Mom. And the best part is like she was standing in front of me. So she walked by and I was just following along. And then you just hear this loud crash.
Yeah.
And she just slowly turns around, just knows it was me.
And you're just standing there
And I'm
all
just
puffed out.
standing there, like literally my arms can't go to my sides because I'm in a puffy jacket. I look like the marshmallow guy from Ghostbusters.
Yeah. The Stay Puft.
I'm just like walking like this.
Oh my
and you
God.
hear this crash and I'm just surrounded by glass.
How old were you?
I had to be maybe first grade.
Oh
like
my
kindergarten
God.
or first grade. Like we are learning alphabet.
Yeah,
you
you're
know?
just
We are
figuring out how the
babies.
world works.
Yeah, I have no concept of like this is I thought I like broke the store. type
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah.
I was like, they're gonna have to close.
Yeah.
Like I just oh my God. I hate and so I think that's why that Barnes and Noble like
Yeah.
moment really I was like, I could not be that girl.
My big thing is like I tend to look at things from other people's perspective. So like I try not to be a bother, right? I think we talked about this before. Like I will never send something back at a restaurant
Yeah.
because I'm so afraid.
yeah.
I like don't want to make somebody do more work. Mostly because I hate when I have to do more work.
Right. Yeah, that too.
So-
Now they had to clean all that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like that's where my embarrassment comes from. It's like if I was with somebody and they dropped anything, if they dropped their books, if they made a loud noise in a store, I'm walking away from them so fast. It's not even funny.
Mhm.
I'm like, I don't know that person. I've never met them before in my life, and arrest them
Mhm.
because
They need to be detained.
yeah, they need to be.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So like if you're in a store and you don't want something anymore, do you put it back exactly where you found it? Or do you do the like
I drop it wherever
you are?
Yeah.
So that is making their life a little bit more inconvenient.
Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah. Because it's funny because on that same note, when I'm like at a store and I looked online and they said they have something in stock and it's not where they said it should be. And I'm like, this is because people don't fucking put shit back where it's supposed to go. But I'm that
But I'm
person.
doing the exact same
I
thing.
never, my mom gets so mad at me. And like to this
Do
day,
you hide it?
Yeah.
You don't you
back
make
behind
sure it's
something
like
else. Yeah, because I don't want to be,
no one can find shit.
yeah, I don't want to be that person. Or like if it's funny, I like actually still do this sometimes, which is so dumb. If I like want something, but in that moment I'm not going to buy it, I'm like, oh, I'll come back for
You
it
hide
a
it.
couple days later. I'll like put it behind something else. It's not going to be there when I come back.
No, it's
And almost always I come back, I forget about it a couple days later.
in a store real time. Like if I like in a mall, if I come back to that store, I'll hide something. Like come back the same day or
Oh,
within an
yeah,
hour.
yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
I meant
If
like
you're like, I'll be
like,
back for this, I'm going to
a
hide it
little
somewhere.
later, I'm
Absolutely.
just gonna hide this size or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've definitely done that.
Yeah, I definitely do that.
You
Just
know, I
weird,
always,
why we developed that, like why we no one taught that.
I don't
behavior.
know. I
It's
don't
such
know.
a weird like mentality, just be like, there's 20 mediums. I'm gonna take one and hide it here
Yeah.
to make sure I come back and get a medium.
Yeah.
Like it's such a weird,
I don't know. But yeah, no, my mom gets so mad at me when we're at the store. I mean, I don't go shopping with my mom so much anymore, but especially because I live in Florida, she was in New York.
Mhm.
But if I'm at the store with her and I put something back where it doesn't belong, she gets very mad.
That's so funny.
Yeah. My mom also gets not necessarily unreasonably mad, but unreasonably mad at a lot of things that I do.
Mm-hmm.
For example, a collective pet peeve that we have on the podcast, every host has shared it, is cyclists on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah.
They deserve to be arrested.
Yeah, especially when there isn't a bike lane and there's a sidewalk.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
get the fuck over there. Get on the sidewalk.
like, safety.
Yeah,
It's really I try to understand the logic of a smoother road and stuff, but
Yeah. I don't move over, by the way.
You get real close.
I get real close.
Wow.
Fuck them. I hate them. So the point of this story is,
I'll go slow until there's a break in cars and zoom around.
no, I
I'm the person
I
that
get
really
right up
slow.
there with them.
Wow.
I'm like, eat dicks. That's
You are mean.
I am mean. I'm very mean on the road.
Not mean.
I am not a good. Don't tell my insurance. But no. So the point of the story is there was one time I was driving. My mom was visiting me down here, and we were driving back to my house, and there were cyclists on the road. And I was like, oh my freaking God. And I had to, it was like right after we'd recorded an episode where we all talked about how this was collectively a bother for everybody. And so I pulled out my phone and I was going to record it and send it to Dave and Sarah. And my mom got so mad at me because I was on my phone while I was driving, which like, again,
Valid.
right. Yeah. It's not,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not unreasonably mad. So, but I was like, she was yelling at me, and I'm like, Mom, freaking relax. Like, I'm paying attention. I'm just quickly recording something.
Right.
Like, just relax. I just like do a lot of stuff, and I think part of it is I probably enjoy getting under my mom's skin. I think that's what part of it is.
Interesting.
And so even now, like I'll put something back where it doesn't belong in a store. I'm like,
Yeah.
my mom would lose her shit at that.
Point for me. Little wins.
Yep.
That's what's important. Interesting. I get that though, like poking the bear with a stick.
Yeah.
Because it's like
It's just
why
fun
not?
sometimes.
Until it's not. But
Yeah, until you get in trouble. Which now I'm 20 years old, I'm not getting
You're
in
not gonna
trouble.
get in
My
trouble
mom
now.
can't ground me anymore.
Right.
She probably could, but
My mom could.
yeah.
Probably. I love her to death though. But
I
she's
love my mom.
hard.
I love both
She's
my
hard.
parents. They're great.
Yeah, my dad's great too. He's goofy.
Yeah. Does your dad try to embarrass you when you're in public together?
No.
Or when you're with friends?
No.
Oh, what's that like? My dad goes out of his way to embarrass me when friends are around.
Really?
Yeah, I mean it's hilarious. Like I love him to death.
Interesting. Like what? Like what's an example?
Oh, a prime example is whenever I would throw parties as like a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
We would be out on the farm, or if the weather was bad, in my living room, and playing music, having a good time. My dad comes in and just starts dancing, but like my dad can't dance.
Mm-hmm. He's doing a dad dance.
Yeah, and it is hilarious, but it is the most embarrassing thing in the world.
Oh, I love it.
I think what's another example? I think that's pretty much like the best example of my dad being embarrassing.
Yeah. No, my dad never done. Like he overall is just like super goofy.
Yeah.
And so like not in the sense of goofy of just like doing things that are embarrassing. He's just like a goofy guy.
Yeah.
Like he's like a 10-year-old in a like 6-year-old body, you know? And so anytime we'd be like just doing things, like he'd do something goofy and I'm like, yeah, that tracks.
Yeah.
And it's just like
I'm gonna embarrass the shit out of my kids one day.
oh really? You're
Yeah.
gonna like are you gonna be the dad that like comes down every sleepover and everything just to like flash the lights and be like, what's going on?
Yep. Absolutely I am. I am gonna embarrass my children to no end.
That's bold.
Yeah. I'm gonna like pull up to pick them up from school, like blasting some weird music.
I definitely would do that.
Yeah.
I do that at the airport for like my friends now.
Oh,
I
it's the
see
best.
myself keep doing that now. Yeah. Speaking of, how do you feel about the police at the airport? Not the police that are important, the police that are standing outside telling you to keep driving and not letting you sit.
Oh, the crossing guards?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I realize I need to define that because the police at the airport are really important.
They are very important.
I
Fuck
meant,
those people in the road. I hate them.
so,
If you whistle at me one more time, I'm in a vehicle.
Yeah.
You're on two legs.
Yeah.
Watch how quickly I end your life.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Watch how quickly you're in the hospital. Don't whistle at me.
Yes.
Oh, when somebody blows a whistle at me, and maybe this is why like I didn't enjoy sports all that much. Don't fucking blow a whistle at me.
Don't blow it multiple times.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm gonna sit right here. My person is getting their luggage.
Yeah.
They'll be out in a second.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't make me waste more gas.
Oh, you're like
doing a
raising my
whole-
heart rate.
No, so my mom's recently visited, my brothers have recently visited. And when my mom was here, like I was dropping her off at the airport, and this lady, it was one of the crossing guards, she didn't have a whistle. She had a speaker that had an automatic like tweet, like buzzing, whistling noise, like a tweet, tweet,
Yeah.
tweet, tweet.
Oh.
And she just would press the button and have it automatically going. And I was like getting so
Yeah.
triggered because it wasn't even like a like tweet, tweet, like come on. She just had it blaring like constant, like to a tempo. And I was like, oh my God, like
Yeah.
you're gonna hypnotize someone. It was awful.
No, it's
and the
terrible.
thing, I just dropped off my brothers yesterday and I was just sitting there I dropped him off.
Mhm.
He left my car and I was setting up my GPS to get home
And then-
because it's torrential downpour and I don't want to set it up
Yeah.
while I'm driving. And he literally came up to my window, knocked on the window.
Oh, don't fucking touch
tweeted-
my car.
Yeah, he tweeted and then like pushed, like went forward with me. And I was like, behind me and I'm setting up my GPS. Dude, it's downpour. Let me. I was like, fine, I'm gonna crouch. And I just like drove on my way. I was so mad.
Meanwhile, there's people that they just don't even look at sometimes. There's people that just sit there fully parked, relaxing. And I'm like, what about that motherfucker? Like, what
Yeah.
about them sitting there for the past 20 minutes? I've circled the airport 3 times now, and they're still there.
I had the cops like flash their reds and like whoop whoop at me
Yeah.
for sitting in the airport, and I thought I was about to get arrested. I'm like, whoa! I have you been to Stanford before?
Yeah.
So you know how it's just one terminal,
Yep.
one long straight. I pulled over at the very front of the straight before you even get to the overhang area, and there were 2 other cars waiting, and I parked, and then 2 other cars waited behind me. So we were all just sitting there waiting, far from arrivals and departures. Now all of a sudden, this cop comes up, and I'm not paying attention because I'm just waiting, and I see like the cars in front of me pull off, and like the car behind me kind of pull off. I was like, oh, they're like getting their family member, and then the car's right behind me, and then I just hear whoop whoop, and I look behind me in my rear view, and all the lights are on. I was like, what did I do? I don't know what I'm doing. Because I wasn't being, I was
not the hands up.
in the middle. I was like, my hands are on the wheel. I'm not doing anything because I wasn't paying attention. I was just scrolling through TikTok, so my
Right,
brain
yeah,
was
yeah.
like brain dead,
Yeah.
waiting for my brother to text me, and then all of a sudden I hear whoop. I was like it scared me
Yeah.
so much. Yeah, I was pissed.
Have you ever been pulled over?
I have.
Okay.
Did we talk about this?
I don't remember. Oh yeah, didn't you cry?
Yeah, I cried.
Yeah.
I cried afterwards.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah, I cried the whole way home. I was so close to making it home, but yeah,
Yeah.
that was traumatic. I don't like getting pulled over. I get so
Nobody
much
likes
anxiety.
getting pulled over.
I've had cops like throw their lights on behind me so that they can just go
Just get
around,
around,
me
yeah.
and then turn their lights off and then drive forward. And I'm like,
And you panic.
yes, I have a full-blown meltdown and
Yeah.
think about it for the rest of my day.
Yeah.
It ruins my day. It
Wow.
sets me off.
Bam.
I'm getting hot and sweaty again, nervous thinking about it. I do not like
No, back to the airport. I get right that they have a job to do. I'm like, nobody wants that area of the airport to be crowded. You want to like keep traffic moving, get it out of here, otherwise it backs up. But if I have been there for 3 seconds
right.
and I am simply waiting, I'm not blocking anybody,
Right.
leave me alone.
I have this crazy idea.
Okay.
They have a terminal in there, like not a terminal because terrible terminology, like a little screen that tells them what flights have just like dropped off. So then when they come up to you, they'll have like go see and they'll see, okay,
Yeah.
like these 3 flights
Like 8415, yeah.
should be hitting the area soon. If they walk up to you, they can like you roll down your window and they'll be like,
what
which flight? You say flight 18, they'll be like, it hasn't even landed yet. Then
Get
they
the
can be
fuck
like,
out.
you need to do another lap, it hasn't landed yet. But if they say, oh, it's landed, then they can be like, okay,
Yeah.
you can wait.
I think that's
Obviously
perfectly
there's
fair.
some like things that like wouldn't really work there,
Yeah.
but I just when my brother's like at the baggage claim, I'm like, I cannot do another lap. Like,
Yeah.
let me.
The lap itself is going to take way longer than
Yes.
him walking to the door.
Oh,
It's
just how
ridiculous.
aggressive they are, and I get it. They're tired. They have long days. It's hot,
And they have
but,
the
like,
worst, probably one of the worst jobs ever.
Yeah, for sure, because they deal with angry people trying to pick up their family
Yeah.
who's been delayed. All that jazz.
Yeah.
But God, that drives me crazy.
I think that's part of the reason that like I don't get to the airport early when I'm picking somebody up. I wait until I try to be a little bit better down here because it's such a long drive to the airport. But
Mhm.
like back home, if somebody is like, "Oh, I landed," I live 15 minutes from the airport. So if they text me they landed, I'm waiting until they text me I'm off the plane to leave my house.
Yeah, that's
Because
valid, 'cause
they
it'll
can
take the
wait
time
for
to get
me.
there. Yeah, that's true. I normally try to time it to be so I'm getting there like 10 minutes after they've landed.
Yeah.
So accounting for like taxiing, and then I maybe only have to do like 1 or 2 laps.
Yeah. I try not to travel with like checked bags
Mhm.
because that way when I get off the plane I can just go
Go
straight to the
straight.
door.
I try to do the same.
Yeah, but
For sure.
sometimes you can't avoid it.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just a lot of it's not efficient.
No. The airport is like the worst place imaginable.
Yeah.
It's just the worst
It
place
is
to be.
miserable. I don't like Orlando's airport either.
It's the worst airport.
Really?
It's
a lot better than DC's airport.
I guess it is DC. Like that's I
It's
mean
a very similar scenario of like
it's like
a lot-
expected to be bad in DC though, because it's like, the capital.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know, like I expect it to be bad.
Valid.
They're just like there's so much happening in DC that like of course
Mhm.
the airport's a fucking shit show.
Mhm.
It's
We-
like
we have
down
that.
here, it's like you think like Orlando of all places would have it figured out.
And I don't think it's that bad
Here or in DC?
in here.
I think it is that bad.
What's wrong with it?
It's not organized at all.
The tram kind of sucks.
The tram kind of
The
sucks.
tram is a whole other thing you have to like account
Security is a
for.
pain in the ass.
Do you have pre-check?
No.
Well, there's your problem.
I don't want to pay for that. I don't even know how that much that costs.
I don't either. My mom worked for TSA. We get it for free.
Oh, that's handy.
Yes, it's
I had
very convenient.
Clear for a long time. I had like their 3-month
Oh,
free
where you do
trial.
like the eye thing?
Yeah, I had their 3-month free trial, which just ended, and then I got charged for it. Luckily, if you cancel within like 20 days or something like that of your free trial ending, you get all your money back that they charged you for.
Oh,
So I
that's
got
nice.
my $127 back.
Okay.
Excuse me, Jesus. But Clear was really nice because I just like flew through because so few people use it.
Yeah. Pre-check's getting busy now too.
But yeah, Clear saved my life. A few months ago, I was going home and I got to the airport late. Or I got to the airport at a decent time, but security was, TSA was longer than I expected it to be at 6 o'clock in the morning. And so I was like, I'm going to be late to my flight because the line for TSA right now is like 45 minutes at 6 a.m. I thought it was going to be 15.
Yeah, that's insane.
And so thank God I had Clear. I was able to get in and out in like 10 minutes. It's a dream. But now I don't have it anymore because my free trial ended. So back to the normal slums for me.
Yeah, how early do you have to get to the airport to get to, especially Orlando? Because it's really bad.
If I'm going, I mean, it really depends on time of day, right? I figured out that
it takes about 40 minutes there for security.
Typically.
Yeah.
Depending on time of day again. Like most often it's usually around 30 to 40 minutes.
Okay.
But if you go like middle of the afternoon, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
First thing in the morning though,
crazy
busy.
Yeah,
because everybody's trying to leave first thing in the morning. You want to get the earliest flight out of there.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think I've finally figured it out after 6 years down here that first thing in the morning and last thing at the end of the day are the two busiest times of the airport.
Fly at like a lunchtime.
Yeah, fly at lunchtime.
Yeah.
Which unfortunately those are also like the most expensive flights. So, but that's neither here nor there. In other news today, changing the topic again.
Bring it on. Halloween.
No. Everybody has been talking about this past couple of days. The assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump.
That's messy.
This shit. And again, this is a funny podcast. We're gonna make some jokes here. We don't talk about politics all that often. We're not taking it super seriously, so bear with us here. But holy shit, this is crazy.
The amount of coverage and also like the conspiracy theories that have already come out within a day.
Yeah. Is 24 hours later. Probably not even 24 hours later. Conspiracy theories.
Like, I'm wondering, like, if it's just because of the times, but like if this many conspiracies came out within a day
of
in
like
news
JFK.
Of like JFK, of like obviously times are way different and things like that. So like turnover time is different. But it's just insane. Like within a day, I'm seeing 1,000 posts on TikTok, 1,000 posts on Instagram, people reposting this, people commenting about this. And it was like the whole social media went into this harsh divide, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I just
the part that I found like not so like crazy, but more so fascinating was almost like the lack of care initially. And maybe it was just on my end. Maybe I just don't give a shit about anything in the world. But like, so my friends texted me when it happened. We were at, we have like a guys group chat, and one of them texted, Trump just got shot. And I said, fucking bullshit. Like, no way.
No, you're lying.
And I'm like, that's hilarious. Like, no way. And so then they sent a video that was from Twitter, and I watched the video and I was like, oh, is this real?
Yeah.
And then I watched a few more videos and I was like, oh my God. And then I went about my day pretty much. I was telling the story yesterday to somebody. 40 years ago, right? Something like this happens. The world, the country shuts down, right? Like everybody turns on the news. You stop what you're doing. You go home from work. The world freezes.
You get like there's this
yesterday or 2 days ago. This shit happens. I texted. I said, no way. Watched the videos, made a few jokes,
Uh-huh.
and then I watched Shark Week.
Yeah.
And that was I didn't turn on the news. The only time I actually like did a little digging into it was yesterday at work when I was on lunch because I was like, oh yeah, this happened.
Right.
I just forgot
You
about
forgot
it.
it happened.
I forgot it happened because we're just so desensitized.
I think it's because we're so desensitized and that so many people are joking about it. That
Yeah.
like a lot of the content I've been like seeing are jokes, not even like
100%.
the serious
Yeah.
what has happened.
Yeah.
Which is just
One of the
so
people,
crazy.
the person in the audience that died was a volunteer firefighter from Buffalo,
Yeah.
literally from
Yeah.
my hometown. Like,
Oh man.
it's like shit's crazy, and like obviously not gonna make jokes about that, but like it's just crazy how everything I'm seeing is jokes.
Yeah,
And, like the same
desensitized is the
within
perfect
20 minutes of
word.
it happening. One of my friends sent me a tweet that said, men don't let women tell you size doesn't matter because an inch could have made all the difference today. And I was like, that's fucking hilarious.
Oh my
But we're talking
God.
about a former president's life.
Assassination. That is terrible.
Wild.
Oh my
And
God.
my Twitter, my TikTok,
Wild.
everything.
Yeah, everything is that right now.
That's all it is.
It's very interesting. And the same thing, I was where was I? It was on Saturday.
I don't know my watch on.
Today's Monday.
Today's Monday, was on Saturday.
Yeah, I was at Epcot drinking around the world with my
Yeah.
brothers, and like we just saw like a notification,
Yeah.
and we're like, oh, that's crazy.
Back to drinking.
Like because we were intoxicated
'cause, like-
and not thinking about it, and the fact that like that's just how we are.
Yeah.
Because again, like you said, 40 years ago, the country was shut down. We had a moment of silence.
I think part of it also is like it maybe would have been, and it's a big maybe, right? Because nobody really gives a shit about our current president either.
Mhm.
But maybe it would have gotten, or maybe it would have been a slightly different reaction if it was Biden,
Mhm.
because he is the current president, whereas like this is a former president. But I can't even say that with a lot of confidence.
Right? Yeah, I don't
That's
think
just a big maybe.
I think it's just because everyone's taking this whole election like so much as a joke already. Like, unfortunately, this is not our generation.
Yeah,
is a
we're
whole-
fucked. Like
whole
we're
bunch of
screwed.
idiots that aren't taking anything seriously.
Yeah.
And because of that, we're seeing things like this happen and be like, "Mm, just a regular day."
Yep.
It's like, no.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's insane.
It is absolutely wild.
I'm very interested to see how long this is talked about.
Oh, I have no doubt in my mind that for the rest of this like election period, up until votes are, you can no longer, cast your vote. I think it'll be talked about. I think videos will be replayed. I will say, and let me see if I can pull up that picture really quick. That picture of Trump
Marketing.
after,
That thing's crazy. That's what's going viral. All you have to do is type in Trump.
Trump ass. Where's the video? That's what I want to see. This, or not the video,
That
this picture.
image.
Let me share my screen here. This picture, and like, I'll be honest, right? And I don't think this is hiding anything, but I'm not a big fan of Trump. I think he's a fucking crazy psychopath sometimes. But this image goes hard. Dude looks like a badass.
It looks so staged to me.
It does.
Which is why it blows my mind that image exists.
Yeah. Also, man's got no survival instinct. If you were just shot at and you're not sure that this guy's dead, and he's like, let me expose myself above the Secret Service, mind you.
That's why I'm like, this doesn't make sense to
No
me.
survival instinct.
Image that, like, if you look at like a lot of images in history, this one's gonna be in textbooks, and this
100%.
doesn't make sense.
No, not
This
at all.
doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense. A lot of people are saying that that it's fake, and honestly, there's a lot of theories out there that are pretty believable.
A lot of conspiracy.
Just saying, how did they not? Let me stop sharing here.
Yeah.
How did they not cover the rooftop 400 feet away? Just saying, a little bit weird. Not joining the conspiracy theorists, but it's a little weird.
There's a lot. I mean, the fact that the Secret Service aren't covering him.
Yeah, I mean, he stood up and like he was like yelling something here.
I think he said fight. I don't know.
I
haven't watched the full video. I just saw the brief clip.
I've seen the video probably 20 times from multiple different angles. I have what's the word? Dove in.
Oh god.
I am fully.
See, I don't want.
I don't like really care. I just like I want to know
nothing
like
else I mean, there are a lot of things going on in the world.
Yeah,
But
but,
like, this is we are so oversaturated right now.
There's two things right now that I give a shit about. Now that Shark Week is over, I care.
Oh, Shark Week.
I know.
I didn't watch the season. Sad. Was it good?
It was very good. I care about the assassination attempt.
Sure.
Mostly just like hearing all the stuff about it. I don't really care that Trump was almost killed, if I'm being honest. Like, again, desensitized. I don't give a shit. Like,
that's crazy.
I just don't care that much. But I care because it's like fascinating to me. And the other thing I care about is the Olympics are almost here. Those are the two things in the world that I care about. Everything else, I don't give a fuck.
The Olympics are really exciting.
Yeah.
I forgot. That's like soon, isn't that this
July
week?
26th, I think it
Oh
starts.
shoot, that's next week.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
What sport are you looking forward to?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we should have an Olympics special.
We can do it. I'll wear a sweatband.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can do that.
You can rep your favorite country. And if it's not USA, get fucked.
I'll wear a USA clip. We'll do an Olympic special.
Yeah, no, I would love to do that. But yeah, those are the two things I care about. And before the Olympics really start, now it's all
right. You just got
all assassination.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it's all I'm looking at on the internet right now.
Interesting.
Just trying to find out as much information as I can.
It.
Originally that was my plan, right? Like after the first day, I was like, okay, I don't really care. Like, but then when I was scrolling through Twitter yesterday on my lunch, I was like, oh my God, this is
all
fascinating.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, this is some like Lee Harvey Oswald shit. And so now I want to do a little bit more research about that assassination. And suddenly I'm going to be put on a watch list because I'm just looking up assassinations like crazy.
Yeah. What was successful?
Yeah. Like how to be successful?
Yeah.
Question mark.
How did it work? Yeah. You are going to get.
Yeah.
Watch yourself.
Yeah. I'm getting put on a list. I will say that somebody on the Secret Service is getting fired for this.
Oh,
probably multiple somebodies.
I think of the whole team there. For
sure. There's a good group of people that are about to be looking into other lines of business.
That should not have happened. That's messy.
And jokes aside, it is a very bad thing. Like nobody should just be outright killed for.
Correct.
Yeah, for talking in a public setting.
Correct.
No matter how crazy you might be.
It's just insane.
Yeah.
The circumstance.
It is wild.
And the whole scenario.
And just the timing of it all, really. Like the fact that we are months away from a huge election. Like one of probably the biggest elections of our lifetime.
Yeah.
And this happens. The kid was 20 years old. 20 years old, which is sad, terrifying, crazy.
Yeah.
So again, jokes aside, super not okay. Definitely don't go out just fucking shooting people. Obviously, thought that was pretty well in fact. Yeah. But
yeah, that's crazy.
Trump looked like a badass in that photo.
Yeah, it's a very crazy photo.
Yeah. Sure. The funniest thing I think I've seen is everybody's like, I watched WWE growing up. They nicked his ear with a razor blade while he was down there. That he was not shot. That bullet missed him by a mile. Yeah,
but I saw like a picture of like, because he turned his head, like if he was still face forward, it would have hit like the whole back like part of his brain. But with the fact that he turned his head, that's why
he may have saved his own life.
Which is also crazy. It's like turn head now.
Yeah.
No, but
that was the other thing. My mom called me after this all happened. She was like, "Are you seeing all this stuff?" And I was like making jokes about it, and she was getting mad at me. And I was like, "Mom, it's fun." Yeah. I was like, "It's one less crazy person we have to worry about." And she was like, "No, it's not, because they're just gonna replace him with some other crazy person." I'm like, "Well, and we'll just shoot both of them."
Just take them out one by one.
Just keep shooting them, and eventually we'll get something less crazy.
So
sorry, Mom.
I mean, yeah, it's also been a long time since an attempt like this.
Yeah, I know. We really gotta
which is
more often, people. Come on. I'm sorry. That was the last joke. I swear that was the last one. But yeah, no, seriously, like the last.
Like I'm just thinking of like the odds of this happening.
Yeah. Was JFK the last one?
Yeah. Don't ask me about history.
I don't want to Google it. Fuck it.
No, because it's fine to Google.
When was the last assassination attempt?
2 days.
Yeah. When was the last presidential assassination attempt?
Okay, I don't know how many attempts there's been.
Well, I know there's probably been several attempts.
There's been 4 official.
Ronald Reagan, somebody attempted to assassinate.
81.
So that was 43 years ago was the last attempt. And before that, it was less than 20. It was 12. Before that, it was
But this is when
5. Wait a second, what? Oh, wait a second. What the fuck? Robert F. Kennedy was assassinated?
it's the younger brother.
Oh shit. Well, that doesn't count. He's
Oh
not a
yeah, it's not
president.
presidential.
Okay, so
It
before
does count. It's
For-
significant.
before Ronald Reagan was John F. Kennedy, and that was a difference of 18 years. Before Reagan was an attempt on Roosevelt.
But he kept giving the speech in that. Have you seen this? Have you done a deep
What?
dive? He got shot in the chest during his campaign
No
and
shot.
kept talking. Yes. He delivered his whole speech. See, I love Teddy.
Roosevelt's a badass.
Yeah,
That's
no,
fucking awesome.
Yeah. You can do a
Um,
deep dive. Not obviously not right now. Do a deep
This
dive.
one I knew about because he was killed in Buffalo.
Yeah.
We have
It all roads lead back
yeah,
to Buffalo.
there's a mall in Buffalo called the McKinley Mall, which is
Mm.
on McKinley Avenue.
Okay.
But yeah, there's like a fuck ton of shit in Buffalo named after
For him.
McKinley. Yeah. Shout out.
Oh,
He didn't die in Buffalo though. He was yeah, so that was in 1901 and then so 1901 was William McKinley, 1912, 11 years later was Roosevelt, and then 51 years later was John F. Kennedy. So there was a pretty big gap there. And then what is this? 18 years later
It
was
attempt
Ronald
on
Reagan attempt. And then another 43 years later
it was an attempt on Trump.
was attempt on Trump. So we've gone 43 years, which is not the record. We've gone longer between assassinations. So I guess we were on track. We were doing well.
It was due.
The next one's probably going to happen before the election this year is up.
Do you think there'll be another time?
Then 100%.
You're gonna get put on the list.
It's not me. I'm not attempting. I just mean like with all like the reactions to this, I think there's going to be another attempt.
Generation is, yeah. I think there's some idiots
Yeah.
out there. They're just like,
Biden-
oh, if one person will do it.
Pun intended, phrasing intended. Biden is in the crosshairs next. Like
Yeah.
everybody's got to be on his ass anywhere he goes.
Crazy. It's such a crazy election.
It's wild.
Oh yeah.
I didn't give a shit about this election until 2 days ago.
Feel that.
And now I'm like, let's see what
Really?
happens now.
Oh man, I cared, but I try not to.
I mean, I
care.
cared a little bit. Like, I already had an idea of who I was voting for,
Mhm.
but I was like, all right, here we go again. Like another few months of all this crazy fucking bullshit, all the debates, all the craziness, yada yada yada. But now I'm
Mhm.
like, I'm gonna watch as much coverage as possible just to see what
To
happens.
witness what.
Because like the fact that I could have been watching this live,
Yeah.
not in
Yeah.
person, I never would have been there in person, but like I could have been watching the news.
That's true. I didn't even
And
think
seen this
about it.
Crazy.
That is crazy.
Crazy. But anyways, let's take this episode to trivia before we ramble on even longer.
Yeah. Good luck.
Lauren, pick a number between 1 and whatever you want.
A number between. Okay, so I just pick a number.
Yeah, you did this before. You've done
Yeah.
trivia.
13.
13. And so I always put it down on my phone. You do not have to do the same. I will say, for you, not so much for the audience because they watched last week, but Kira won the tiebreaker last week for her final episode.
Oh man.
So she got the win. So we're starting
So
fresh.
bad at these.
And the way that it works, as a reminder, is we do 6-week periods. So every week we will do trivia. And
Mhm.
after 6 weeks, whoever has the most points wins. And the prize is food from the other person.
Yeah.
So
okay.
like if you wanted to go buy
Bring
Chipotle
food or
after
something.
this,
Yeah.
I would pay for your Chipotle.
Heard.
After 6 weeks. of
Right,
course.
you tell. Okay.
Yeah. 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. Until Ben-Hur broke its record, what was the best-selling novel of the 19th century? Best-selling novel. 19th century, that's the 1800s, right?
1800s. Yeah, I'm trying to think of
What fucking books came out in the 1800s?
To Kill a Mockingbird. Is that
No
one?
shot.
I don't know how old.
I
that
don't even have an
is.
answer. I haven't even written it down yet.
Oh, do I have to write down my answer? I shouldn't even say it out loud.
Probably not, yeah, because I could steal it now.
No. I'm thinking of books that are either like.
There's no way To
Hundreds
Kill a
of years
Mockingbird came out in the 1800s. That's got to be 1900s, right?
I genuinely cannot tell you. Yeah, I'm thinking of books that are either like hundreds of years old
1800s.
or like recent.
I don't have a clue. We'll pick a new number, but what do you think? Well, let's just. Uncle Tom's Cabin.
Yep.
Actually, I know that book.
I've heard of it.
I've read that book.
Oh my god.
I had to when I was in school.
Now I'm gonna quickly Google To Kill a Mockingbird. That's definitely
1930.
yeah, that's definitely later. Okay, so the movie came out in 1960.
So I'm saying 1930. 1942.
It came out in 1960. We're so
Came out the same year as the movie?
like the movie came out later in this
Oh,
movie. It's
okay,
like
okay, okay.
54 or something.
3, 6, 9, 12, 13. Where is Paddington Bear from?
How specific is it gonna ask?
I said the city.
Fuck, really?
But that could mean I'm wrong.
Okay.
I said London.
I said London.
Yeah. Gotta be London,
It's
right?
gonna be
Peru! What the fuck?
in what? No.
Paddington Bear is from Peru?
Wow, that's a good trivia.
No shot.
I don't believe that.
Okay. Well, let's go again. This is what happened. This is welcome to trivia on the podcast.
So bad at
3,
this.
6, 9, 12, 13. In which US state does the Blair Witch Project take place in? The Blair Witch Project, like the movie?
Yeah,
Okay. Do you know? You seem pretty confident.
yeah. And I just can't
State.
spell the state apparently.
That gives me, I know exactly what you're writing down then. Because it's a hard state to spell. You know what?
I don't
For
think it's
that,
right though.
for that, I'm changing my answer.
Yeah, I don't think that's right.
Let's spice it up.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm right actually.
Okay, I'm locked in.
Hold on, can I try to
Yeah,
spell it
you can-
again?
Sure, yeah.
I just want. Okay, that's better.
What did you say?
Connecticut.
Oh, I originally said Massachusetts.
Oh.
And then I changed to New Hampshire.
Oh yeah, see, I thought Massachusetts too.
Yeah.
That would be my second choice.
Okay, here we go. Maryland. Who's closer? What did you say?
Connecticut.
You've got to be closer. New Hampshire's more north of Connecticut, isn't it?
I know they're next to each other. Wow, we are.
God, we are
We're dumb.
stupid. Where's the maps? Where's the maps? There it is.
I'm gonna zoom out.
Really just quickly give away my location here. New Hampshire, Connecticut, Maryland.
Let's go. So I get the
You get it by a state. Massachusetts is next to Connecticut, though.
Yeah, I said that. I said they're next to each other, aren't they?
Oh, I thought you were referring to New Hampshire, which is what I wrote down.
Give me that point.
I will. You have 2
Wow,
points.
I didn't realize it's based on a Maryland. I haven't seen. Have you seen that movie?
No.
I'm too scared of that.
Yeah, I'm not a big scary movie guy, but we can
You're
get more into that.
Yeah, well, no.
Okay, so currently, fresh new set of weeks. You're at 2, I'm at 0. Lauren, where can the people find you?
Oh, so you asked me this last time and I forgot my own
Well,
information.
now you got to know. Now you got to shout it out.
Follow me on my Instagram. It's Lou with 2 U's .McDonald. And
Like the restaurant.
Like the restaurant. Yes, spelled just like the restaurant, not McDonald. Not a farmer.
McDonald. Old McDonald.
Old McDonald. That is not me.
Is that the only place? Just
Yeah,
Instagram?
just
cool. What's your eat of the week?
Oh, my eat of the week.
The best thing you had to eat
Oh,
since the last time you recorded, not
I had
necessarily.
tepanito on Saturday and had the Japanese steakhouse in Epcot.
How is that?
And it's so good. I had the like grilled steak and grilled chicken.
That's like a hibachi.
Yeah, where they like cling cling.
I
cling,
love a
and throw
hibachi
things at you.
restaurant. Yeah.
It's so
Clang, clang,
good.
clang, and throw things at you.
Yeah, it's
that's
for
good.
food cheap. Yeah, I had that with rice, and then I had violet sake with that, and like overall together. That was my eat of the week.
Sounds really
It
good.
was bougie.
Yeah. You can follow me on my photography Instagram at Sharky_photography and my regular Instagram at Secret Agent Sharky. As for the my eat of the week is I have not had a lot to eat. So, I mean, like Kira and I recorded this past
Oh, you guys, yeah, you
like just the other
recently.
day.
That's true.
So have I eaten a lot since we recorded just the other day? No. So I'm gonna go with what did I say? I said Papa John's on the last episode, so I can't say the pizza I had. I guess I'm gonna go with the chicken nuggets and French fries I had at work. No, I'm changing it. It's very specific. Yeah, I'm changing my answer. I had a bag of sour Skittles the other day.
That hit.
So good. I've been on a sour kick. Hey, you know what I keep seeing on
Hate
TikTok?
sour candy.
The Mama V's sour gushers.
Oh
I keep
yeah.
seeing those on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy them.
You're good.
I love sour candy. The more sour, the better. I had sour gumballs the other day. They
I've
were
never had a gumball
so
before.
sour. I couldn't fucking believe it.
I hate sour food.
I love
Or
sour.
candy.
I love sour candy.
Ugh, no.
How do you not like sour stuff? My mouth is watering just thinking about it right now.
I don't like it. I can handle like lemonade or lemon, but ugh, yeah.
Oh, I love sour stuff.
Ugh.
Anyways, that's for the podcast. You can follow us on Twitter at CSG Pod, that's CSGPOD. Follow us on TikTok at The Shuffle Podcast, on Instagram at The Shuffle_podcast to see our clips. And then subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all at The Shuffle Podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Lauren, thank you again for joining and welcome to the podcast. We look forward to having you. And we will talk at you guys next week when Lauren does the intro.
Woo! Get excited.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.